Hello, I'm Dan Hollifield, and welcome to Stupid O'Clock. Joe Dog is still under the weather. Unfortunately, it hasn't stopped him from typing in the comments section. So I will be your official Joey Bishop for this evening, and Joe Dog will be offering Snark from the Peanut Gallery. And right now, let's get right on down to what we've got here. Here is John,
Snark,
Stephanie, and Josh, and Bill. And we are all here. Make your life a living hell, or at least provide you with unending merriment. Let's put it that way.
Oh, Chris.
Our own little...
I am here.
Can't believe he didn't do that.
He came in here to
the way we became the stupid bunch. Dun, 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 dun.
We'd need three more for that to fit, but
he came in here to babysit us.
Oh, okay.
You know what's bad about StreamYard is if you do get 9 people, it doesn't do the Brady Bunch tiles. It puts 5 across the top and 4 across the bottom.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You got to go to Zoom to do that, but you can only have 9.
So if you guys at StreamYard are listening, you might want to make it where you can change this board to do the Brady
Bunch panel. Yes. Or
change the layout.
Well, they don't call him Johnny Bravo Scarborough for nothing.
I'll go with Paul Lynn to block, please.
Enough about you. Let's talk about me, Johnny Bravo. Do you remember when Cartoon Network started doing the thing where Johnny Bravo and Velma from the Scooby Show started dating?
I remember the original crossover between Johnny Bravo and Scooby-Doo. That was a good one.
You know how they used to have the guest stars on Scooby-Doo? Cartoon Network did one where Johnny Bravo was hanging out with the Mystery Inc. gang. So.
That's funny. Hello, Sarah.
And he couldn't get close to Daphne, but Velma was not being protected by anybody at that particular episode. So you would think that Scooby or Shaggy would have got clued into that, but no. They had the munchies. So.
Well, and Joe Dog is cleaning off the peanut debris off of the screen of his computer right now.
Yeah.
Debris being the operative word.
I had peanut brittle earlier. So. Those pieces of peanut brittle chunk pretty good.
I had some boiled peanuts earlier.
Oh.
Hey, Joe Dog.
And Bill,
I wonder who came up with the idea of boiled peanuts.
I have no idea.
Somebody that had a pot of water and a bunch of peanuts and not much.
Is that a George Washington Carver thing, or
no? It probably predates that.
Yeah, I think it was a South Georgia thing.
I think so.
I think it's an Alabama thing.
Boiling peanuts before anybody ever got here.
Yeah.
Well, Google it, Johnny Bravo.
I'm working on it.
I knew he was.
Lindsay decided we were going to have fish and chips tonight, so I am stuffed with flounder and potato.
Well, I had leftover chili.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you make chili. There's some left, even though you do your best to empty the pot. There's always at least another bowl full, if not more, because
I was hurting.
The way to make good chili is to make more than you could possibly eat in one sitting.
Yes, I was hurting this morning.
Joe, you out of luck with boiled peanuts. You're talking to somebody that's got family in South Georgia. It's hereditary.
Okay, if I have a heart attack tonight, somebody call an ambulance for me because the Packers. I don't know. I mean, there's a minute left, and they're tied up with San Francisco 10-all. They need to win this, and not in overtime. They just need to win it.
Rodgers is going to throw the game so he can get the hell out of there.
Okay. Apparently, Boiled peanuts has a folk cultural practice in the southern United States where they were originally called goober peas.
Mhm.
Yep.
Since at least the 19th century.
Ooh,
Hey, we might be able to play that song without a copyright strike because that's a Civil War era song.
I don't know. Jim Neighbors has got a copyright on it. I mean, he was there. So.
Jim Neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first recipe that was published was back in 1899.
Oh wow!
What state? Does it say where?
No, it doesn't say where the guy
the
who published
person
it
was?
was a guy named Alameda Lambert.
We'll look his name up.
Okay, it turns out it looks like peanuts come from Africa. So chances are they migrated over here with the slave trade.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Makes sense. And
well, there's plenty of them that grow in southwest Georgia along with pecans. So.
I was about to say there's plenty of them grows in southeast Alabama.
It originated in South America, and the Portuguese took it to Africa around 1500. It spread across Africa and then was brought to southern North America.
Okay, so we can blame the Peruvians for that, just like we can potatoes.
Yes.
Well, I've actually ate boiled peanuts or goober peas, as they call them, at a reenactment in Resaca, Georgia one time. And I will say, although it wasn't bad, it's a little teeny bit of an acquired taste.
Sort of like boiled okra, yes.
Well,
yeah, no, okra is just bad. I'm sorry.
No,
no, you can fry okra. It's good.
Fried okra. No.
Maybe if you deep fry it, like my fried cauliflower, maybe I'll eat it then. But
gumbo.
The only way I can stand okra, and I am a Southern boy born and bred here, is in gumbo.
Gumbo or fried?
If you fry it, I can't eat it. I mean, I can't. I can just barely manage a couple of forkfuls of fried green tomatoes.
I actually enjoy
eggplant or any of that. But
I actually enjoy eating fresh, young, green okra straight from the garden. Just.
Don't the
Have you ever tried
pickle? I'm about to say pickled or boiled. I mean, I'll eat.
Yeah, but John, you had all those inoculations in the army. You're.
All right, I have to say something here. I have never had boiled peanuts. I'm a Southerner, born and raised, but I was raised in a part of the South that did not raise peanuts. I have never had boiled peanuts. I want to rectify this, but I don't know where to go.
Any grocery store.
Yeah.
Not that I've seen around here.
That getting them fresh out of the pot, very hot, boiled,
is the key.
Is the best way. There are canned ones out there that taste okay, but they're cold, and you're losing 50% of the charm of that dish.
You can actually order green peanuts off the Amazon, and they come with a seasoning and everything, and you can boil your own.
What seasoning? All you need is like a
basic boiled peanuts are just salt and water.
Salt and water, yeah. But if you want them Cajun,
they add Old Bay or Zatarans.
Yeah.
And about
breaking news:
55-gallon drum of Tabasco sauce.
Football season is over with. Packers just lost 13-10. Oh, I'm about to cuss again, and it's not even the green room this time. Joe Dog, you may hear it twice.
Go ahead.
I'm biting my tongue. But I'll tell you what.
You better get you a caffeinated drink, Bill.
I got a Yoo-hoo with a vitamin water chaser tonight, so watch out.
He's on the hard stuff now.
I'm on the hard stuff. Yeah. God.
Hey, the only thing worse is if you give him a grape knee-high.
No,
I love grape knee-high.
If he was on hard stuff, he'd be drinking Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
I was a couple of weeks ago. The real deal in the glass
Cola.
bottles, cane sugar. I love that.
RC Cola, bowl of chitlins.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper and an old moon pie.
I'm going to let that one pass.
Yep.
Which
It's
is
too
about
early.
all you can do with chitlins.
Come on, Dan, Chris, what song is that from?
I just said it. Guitar Zan.
I don't remember any chitlins in Guitar Zan.
Yeah. There she was, all Arabian beauty.
It wasn't.
Eating on a pomegranate. Sipping on RC Cola, 2 bowls of chitlins.
Yeah.
Chewing
All
on
right, Facebook user that said, "Hey, you're gonna have to go and give StreamYard your permission or Facebook permission to use your stuff on StreamYard."
Yep, if you tuned into us through one of the Facebook channels that we are
It's
broadcasting,
right there under Chris's chin.
the link should be right there.
It's under Josh's chin now.
And John has the scroll going with that. Yes, and it will wear off after about 3 months, and you'll have to do it again.
Yep.
But
I eked it out for 5 months one time, but I had to go back and renew it.
It stayed with you that long?
Yep. I was surprised. It's almost 6 months.
That penicillin wasn't working.
you can't just click on one.
Evidently, the straight hair people are up on the top, and the ball cap people are down.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Yeah.
But we've got 3 people with headphones. You got 2 upper corners and 1 down the. It's like a V shape.
V for victory.
Well, no.
Yeah, don't go there.
We're working on tic-tac-toe.
And then we've got all the Alabama people are on that end.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you know,
Georgia folks are on this side.
You know that I'm originally from Tennessee, right?
I hope you don't pull for that orange puke color, do you?
Don't go there with me. My nephew.
Oh Lord. Okay.
Okay, I just got this.
It's
sports family. Yes.
It's sports ball. It don't matter here at Stupid O'Clock.
Yes, it don't matter.
I would have thought
just between me and Chris.
This is how much my bestie loves me. Laura texted me when I just told her that Green Bay lost. She said, "I just saw it. My favorite kicker, Robbie Gould, won it. The Bears were absolute idiots," which she's a Bears fan. "The Bears were absolute idiots when they traded him. Sorry about your team. I actually like watching the Packers. They are a good team." So for a Bears fan, that was awfully hard of her to say that, but she did for me.
I'm surprised you're not a Bears fan.
He has not.
That's my second team. My brother was always a Bears fan, and I was always a Packers fan. And
that joker has not missed a field goal all year.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Our favorite backseat driver. And
condensed beans with bacon soup.
You ever heard of Campbell's?
Yes.
I always liked their bean and bacon soup.
I've never had it.
It's pretty good.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Really?
It's
very popular.
Yeah, I believe it's navy beans. It's not pintos or anything like that.
Yeah.
But, and it does taste pretty good.
It sounds pretty good now. Yeah, it does sound good.
It is a good cold weather soup. It will warm you up and fill you up at the same time.
What's the bigger Campbell's?
Oh, the
chunky.
Is that what it's chunky?
Chunky.
Oh, I was going to say manhandlers.
the ones that don't need water added.
Yeah.
The condensed ones are the ones that need water.
Yep. Oh.
Hello, Sean.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Sullivan.
What's up, Sean?
Yes, I got you to go to LibertyCon. We've heard it all before.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm picking on you.
You know, I heard that you got Sean Sullivan to go to LibertyCon, and he is just he's forever thankful. You know.
Can we put Joe in timeout for 15 minutes?
I don't think so.
Well, Joe may be feeling under the weather, but sense of humor's still warped to that.
Yep.
What I wouldn't give for a virus that keeps your hands from typing.
So Dan, I heard that Sean Sullivan is really excited that you got him to go to LibertyCon.
See, I didn't know that, but I'm glad you got him to go to LibertyCon. I'm just saying.
Yep.
And you'd think that Sean would be thankful to you for it, but I just don't see him acting that way, and I don't know what's wrong with him.
Oh, he's just so reserved.
He needs
Any minute, Dan's hand is going to reach through the screen and throttle everybody.
You will believe a Jedi can force choke. Let me tell
you.
Yeah, it's Sith that force choke. Jedis don't use that.
Remember, Dan, you got to keep Sean and Josh separated.
He can't hit his son over here now. I mean,
what was that? I think it was Offspring song. Keep them separated. It's more like keep them medicated.
Yeah, there you go. Keep them medicated.
Well, let's see. If Dan, if you're Josh's daddy, and Stephanie is his mommy, I guess Sean's the stepbrother, or what?
I promise you, I have never ever proposed anything indecent to Stephanie in my life.
Absolutely.
I have been
Joe Dog's hurting.
I'd say you may owe Stephanie reparations there on that one.
It's more like pet support.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm hurting.
Oh God.
Hey, it's worth it if Stephanie's laughing. She needs all laughing.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Hey, I need a good laugh too. You know, the Packers lost. Crying out loud.
I will see your
Here you
Packers.
go. Laugh about this.
Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale.
Go get you a paper bag and breathe.
Remember, he's got the coof.
Well, Bill,
Look what I got today.
There's the keyboard. We were talking about that pre-show. In
Yeah.
our own little green room.
And it actually has a little, if I didn't already have my tablet in another cover, it's got a cover that fits on the back part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is all magnetic. I got it. I thought it was going to come a day early, and sure enough, it did. So I got it all charged up. I'm not going to mess with it tonight, but I think me and Josh are going to play around with it tomorrow a little bit, see what we can do with those hotkeys you were talking about.
Yeah, well, you got to wear gloves. They will burn you.
Yeah.
I always wanted to get one of those keyboards for your TV so that you can do the typing on your.
Hey,
that remote control. Click, 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 click.
With the click. You can get an iPad app and sit there and
yeah, I can actually use my
just get
my Motorola phone as a remote control for my Vizio smart TV.
We got one of the better Rokus because the little thumb drive type kept overheating and going out. And Lindsay wants to go ahead and hook that up to a TV set in the bedroom as a backup. And I don't know if we can use the same account or if we're going to have to open up a separate account for that. If anybody knows,
repeat that one more time.
We've got two versions of a Roku. And the old one, my wife wants set up in the bedroom hooked up to a TV screen, and leave the good one that doesn't overheat in the living room. I do not know if we need to have 2 separate accounts for 2 different Rokus, or if they will work in tandem on one single account. So if anybody out there knows, just let us know here. I have to step away, exit stage left.
It should work.
It should. But I would like to know before I disappoint her, because that is.
Well, don't tell her where I live, but yeah.
It's all Josh Kemp's fault. He said it worked.
I'll send you a Fire Stick. It works a lot better. But
yeah, just don't talk about your favorite. Don't talk about your favorite Thin Lizzy album now. With that Fire Stick.
I think we kind of wore out Joe Dog.
Yeah, he's probably hurting too bad.
I think we had him laughing.
Quick, tap out, Joe. Tap out.
He tapped out.
Yeah.
Good night, Joe.
Good night,
hope you get feeling better, Joe Dog.
See you in about 3 hours when you check in on Dan.
This show is going to hell without you, Joe Dog. We just want to let you know that. That's all. So I hope you sleep well on that thought.
Good night, Joe.
Good
night, John Boy. Good night. Never mind.
Good night, Elizabeth. Good night, Josh Boy. Well, we do have a John Boy, a Josh Boy.
Yeah. We about got it all.
Wait. Oh, he ain't back yet. I was going to say good night, you old fool, and bring Dan up. Granny on the Waltons was my favorite character.
Yeah.
I think she was everybody's favorite character.
It's kind of like Downton Abbey. I liked Maggie Smith's character. I can't think of the name for Love Nor Money right now.
Let me look.
I never watched it a lot. I watched a few episodes.
John, you're gonna have to put a middle initial in there, or are we just gonna put JG Scarborough?
What?
John
JG.
Google. Yeah. John Google.
Oh, Google.
That's what he's doing right now.
Put that in his name.
Do we want to talk about the volcano, or do we want to wait for Dan to get back, or what do we want to do?
We can wait for Dan to get back.
Okay.
Why don't we talk about Dan until Dan gets back?
While before that, the end of the month, Alabama, Georgia, all the way up the East Coast. Be ready. There's going to be some mighty interesting weather. I'll just say that.
Lovely.
Oh, lovely.
When is this?
Say the 28th through the 2nd.
So last weekend of January.
Yeah, last weekend of January. Models are already picking up, and it's multiple models are picking up on 2 foot of snow in North Carolina, South Carolina, up the eastern seaboard. It's picking up on 3 and 4 inches in Alabama, where I live.
So does that
across
mean
Georgia?
I might get a foot and a half
Bot.
in North Georgia?
Bot alert.
Hit the sound effect.
No, we're not allowed. Yo. That's what we do to bots.
What?
Maggie Smith plays Violet Crawley.
Thank you.
Oh, okay.
We was playing with the bot, but
that's what we do to bots. We gave them to the bot course.
Did it come up with the little code for go see my porn site? Or no, because
it came up.
We get a lot of people from the Philippines, so we get odd names like Bright Fire.
Oh,
but you can tell it's a porn bot because I have a code to go to their porn site. So.
Or a malware site or whatever it is.
Yeah,
ransomware.
One of those sites you don't want to go to. So.
Yeah. By the way, by the way, Dan,
Yeah.
Monday, I'm going to go invest in a new desktop.
Okay.
Did you find you one?
Found one or two.
Okay.
Well, you only need one, so make up your mind.
Well,
I'll go ahead and get two. What the heck?
They're small.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have two monitors, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have two monitors. But
You
I
get
mean,
two something there.
the ones I'm looking at will be compatible with that. So
The
Okay, good.
requirements weren't that heavy for that program.
yeah, they wasn't. Well, my biggest thing was, and see, that was one thing that I forgot to tell you. I needed to find one that was Wi-Fi compatible,
Yeah.
desktop wise, because I really did not want to have to get another modem and have to get Spectrum to come drop another wire and everything like that.
Well,
So,
all you need is a Wi-Fi adapter.
yeah,
I mean, you can plug that into a USB port.
yeah. But really and truly, this one, the one I'm looking at, is actually cheaper than doing that. So,
Well, that's good.
yeah,
I mean, if the motherboards, especially if the motherboard's already got Wi-Fi built into it.
yeah, it does. I think it's 4.5 gigahertz, or something like that, speed wise.
I know you told me earlier today, Josh, but what one was that again? Was that another HP or something else?
HP.
Hey, I'm totally satisfied with this one I'm using right this minute, and it's an HP.
And I told Josh that he needs to, whether they do it through Best Buy or whatever, he needs to find out about a trade-in value on his old one. Don't let that sit and rot.
It's either that or find one of your relatives whose kid needs one for schoolwork and just give it to them.
Yeah.
I mean, the only other alternative is to take it to the recycle center or Goodwill or something like that.
Well, can you use the other one as just a monitor, Josh? The old one? No? Okay.
It's a laptop. I mean, my wife can use it for her training stuff, for CEs, for work.
But she'd rather want to use your new one.
No.
Or you could always put the laptop in the kitchen when y'all want to pull up a recipe for something when one of you's cooking.
I'm the only one that cooks. No.
Oh, you don't use recipes, I can tell.
No.
Him use a recipe? Oh, come now.
Yeah, that's why my cookbook don't sell.
Yeah. I make up
I got about 10 recipes in it. So.
I make my recipes as I go.
Well, so did I for many years, but then I started typing them up because people kept asking me, "That sounds so good. What do you do?" And I go, "Well, let's see. First, you start with going to the grocery store, and then you get home and you open a can, and you heat it up, and you get one spices."
Miss Stephanie.
One thing I'm good at, I bake more than I cook, which I can cook, but I'm more of I'm a better baker than a cooker. But anyway, I make these, they're called pie crust cinnamon rolls, and you make a pie crust and you roll it out on the table real thin, and you just butter that to death, which actually I put a couple tablespoons of butter when I make the pie crust, even to make it flakier. There's a bot.
Yep, there was.
Yeah. And
I got to scroll up a little further here.
I was gonna say you better get some hotkeys made there, Dan.
Well, I'm not used to having to bounce back and forth between 2 or 3 different things, but
yeah,
that does sound like a good idea.
Hey, Bill.
That's what I'm going to work on tomorrow.
Toba was blocked here, or whatever that says in Russian. I don't know.
Miss Stephanie wanted to talk about the volcano.
Yes.
So were we gonna pull up that picture?
If you got it, Dan.
I
don't know who's got it.
I didn't save it. Hang on a minute.
You didn't save it? Go to the messenger.
Oh yeah.
It's in there.
Yeah, me and Steph called it. We said it was going to erupt again.
But but you need to see what's left of it. Is
I saw it. Yeah, I saw it.
Before you guys get started, Sean's saying that Janice wants that recipe. Or Sean, are you talking about the recipe for my pie crust cinnamon rolls?
Or my chili that'll make you have seizures, like crazy stuff.
Yeah, he really wants to make his wife have seizures. Yeah.
Well, no. When you're sitting on the toilet.
Bot.
Wow.
Bot again.
Yep.
Oh wow, they're really getting us.
All right.
Oh,
So
they're getting mad that I'm doing this. So.
Okay, Sean, when they get done talking about this, I'll tell you it's very simple recipe.
So we got 3 pictures here. On the top, we have the island. It was originally 2 islands that was part of a caldera rim, and then as the volcano built, it connected the 2 islands. So you see that in the top, and then in the middle, you see where the eruption started last month, and so you see the island is now covered with ash where there was green. It's now ash, and there's a steam plume coming out of the volcano. Down at the bottom, you see the post-eruption area. I mean, there's a few rocks there, and that's it. It's gone. That entire island is gone.
Wow.
And according to Nat Geo, the locals are helping, and this is, I'm reading from a Nat Geo article. The locals are helping each other pick through the damage and clean up the streets. While communications remain largely severed, information about the current situation is finally starting to trickle out. 3 deaths have been confirmed among Tonga's residents, with 2 additional deaths in Peru from the tsunami. Damage on some of the islands is severe. The homes of all 36 residents of Mango Island have been destroyed. Just 2 houses still stand on Fonauifua Island, and extensive damage stretches across Namuka Island, which has a population of 239. Damage to the largest and most populous island, Tongatapu, where about 75,000 people live, was mostly focused on the western side. The Tonga Red Cross estimates a total of 1,200 affected households. Fortunately, the island on which, so far as I can tell, the island on which the volcano erupted was uninhabited.
Man, I just want to throw this out there, Stephanie. I want to throw this out there real quick. When these volcanoes erupt, even if it was an earthquake, that pressure is getting pushed somewhere else. So don't be surprised if there's another earthquake or a volcano that erupts in the Pacific Rim.
Yeah.
In the next month, Stephanie?
That goes with, I'd say, probably sooner than that. Actually.
Yeah. With that,
what do they call that? The circle of fire.
Ring of fire.
Okay.
Ring of fire. Yeah.
So you're looking at anything along the Pacific Plate boundary.
Yep.
So I agree. I've been watching that for years, and I'm slowly developing a theory that if I can find the right geologist to help me put it forward, I think they'll find that it will well.
I need to hook you up with Amy Metz. I don't know if you've heard of her. She's a part of our group, but she's a meteorologist, but she did volcanic and geologist stuff while she was living in Hawaii. She knew, and she also did the solar storms and all that stuff too.
Ooh. Interesting thing that Stephanie will enjoy having a peer-to-peer discussion with.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mean, she blows my mind every time I talk to her. It's like, wait, What? Back up. So
Apparently, Sean went to bed.
Yeah, and it's not really something that I can email you, Dan, to email him, which I think I'm friends with Sean. But
yeah, go ahead and put it in a messenger private message to him. Yeah,
that's not really possible the way to do it. I had to kind of visually show him how to do it, because if not, they totally screw up. But we can do that another time, though.
Are you talking about your crescent rolls?
No. The cinnamon pie crust rolls.
The ones you told me how to make?
You don't use crescent rolls. You got to make a pie crust.
What's the ones you told me how to make?
Those were, I just took crescent rolls and put a little bit of butter in the middle of them.
And cinnamon
and sugar and roll them up. But this is pie crust.
Okay.
And you put the butter, I mix like a tablespoon or two of butter in with the pie crust to make it more flakier and buttery tasting. But then you got to roll it out real thin, in case Sean is still watching. And then you put on a layer of butter and then cinnamon and sugar over the top of that. And then you got to cut them into long strips, about yay long and about yay tall. And you roll them up, not like a cinnamon roll flat on the end, but you roll them up like you're rolling a doobie. And you pinch the ends so that nothing leaks out.
Like a doobie,
like a doobie. So these are going to be forever known as Bill's
doobie
cinnamon
roll.
Bill's
cinnamon doobies.
Cinnamon doobies. There you go.
Copyright that right now.
Yeah.
I got to do it. Well,
you better,
we got it on the show. But no, basically that. See, my grandmother would pinch the end. She would roll them long ways, and she would pinch the ends so that the cinnamon and sugar wouldn't leak out. Because if they leak out onto the cookie sheet, then that kind of caramelizes everything. And I didn't like it that way as a kid. So
the technical name for them would be Bill's grandma's cinnamon doobies.
Yeah. But you put them in the oven, 350 for a half hour, and oh my God, they are so good. I always make them for Laura. Well, my grandma used to make them for me. That was my favorite thing of the 50 million things that she could bake wonderfully. That was always my favorite thing that I remember her by baking.
There's a French pastry that I can't remember the name of that sounds very, very similar, and it's really light and flaky, and it's got all these chocolate and cinnamon flavors in there, and I can't remember what the name of it is for love nor money, but
if you took a regular cinnamon roll, where you see the swirl around on the top, and if it was like taller and you put it on its side and pinch the ends, but you can't do it. You can't make these really big, because the more dough involved in it, for it to thoroughly bake, would end up kind of burning the outsides of them.
So it's got to be really thin to start with, and then
really thin dough, and not make them very big.
Give it that Jamaican hand roll, and there you go.
Actually, I have some in the kitchen. I should have brought some in here with me, but I was afraid I'd eat them all. But I make them for Laura because she dearly loves them, and she'll eat them in the morning with, they're excellent with good hot cup of coffee. And, I can't get her to eat any breakfast before she goes to work. So I make these for her on Friday night. I make her enough that lasts her a few days, and she'll have a couple, 2 or 3 of these before she goes to work. So at least she has something in her, because she doesn't get any lunch breaks at work. She only works part-time, but No, it gives me the same feeling that I think that it gave my grandmother when she used to make them for me, because I know how much Laura loves them. And that, so I told her, I said, I will always make them. Last night when we were leaving the auction, she said, one day, she says, I'll bake something and bring it to you. And I said, oh, that would be great. She says, I'm not quite there yet. But she said, I will. And I said, hey, it doesn't matter. I said, I'll always make these for you, just because, the feeling that I get from her having them. She'll text me, if I say, oh, I got some goodies for you tonight, she'll say yummy or whatever. And then when she eats them, she always goes into great detail on how much she appreciates me making them and how good they are. And that to me, that's love right there. I would do that for anybody that gives that kind of feedback like that. And they're not that easy to make. It's about 2 hours total time to make these things. They're a little labor inducive, but I would do it,
Now you're not saying that she cooks like Ellie Mae.
No, Laura's a very good cook. Actually, for our Christmas dinners, she makes everything for Christmas.
All right.
The main meal going all the way down to her father's birthday cake, because his birthday's on Christmas Day.
For a minute there, I thought you were hinting that she had not quite grasped the nuances of baking and was
nope.
And turning out biscuits you could drive nails with.
Nope. She is an excellent cook. So that's, now
we tend to attract that kind of crowd, actually.
Her little sister, Jenny, that I affectionately refer to as the adopted sister I never wanted, but, I love her and we laugh about it. But there are some things she's a pretty good cook about, but other things she just can't get it right. And part of it is because of her being a vegan. She's not used to she's having to adapt, because it wasn't like she was a vegan all of her life. She's only kind of made this decision in the last maybe 8 years, 10 years. So she's having to relearn a lot of things on that, and substituting things that she no longer uses anymore or will.
I can well understand. Yes, I have friends like that too. So they're adapting and persevering, and they do quite well.
Now, you guys, I just got to tell you, Josh is going to be a vegan. I'm Michaela.
Oh, it's too bad you can't come
Hey,
in.
Michaela.
That's why Josh keeps talking about Spam. He's going to have a vegan Spam chili recipe for Halicon.
Dan is too.
No, I'm not.
Pops is too.
No.
If we do that, it needs to be
John. I think John voted for it. Didn't you vote for Spam chili?
It needs to be Thursday night.
I don't think anybody but you voted for Spam chili.
I swore somebody else did. It might have been Joe Dog.
It might have been your invisible friend. I don't know. I don't know anybody that would vote for Spam chili.
It was Dan's childhood invisible friend Pinky that told Josh that.
I got to have a long talk with that cat.
All right. No Spam. I ain't worried. I don't like Spam anyways. But
after John and my experience at Halicon with the chili cook-off and the fact that we had to scramble for a place to where we could do it and a time we could do it, and it turned out really well. I mean, people enjoyed it, but it was kind of one of those things where the people in the kitchen just looked at us and go, "You want to do what?"
It would be much better suited for a Thursday night activity.
Well,
if it's going to be done at all.
Yeah, pre-con. Yeah.
Is there any way we could bring like a burner, like fish cooker, outside and do it?
You can bring whatever you want to bring. That's up to you.
Well, I was asking Chris.
I don't know. I mean, Joe will have Grillzilla there. I don't know.
Really, you make friends with Megan, and you might be able to get away with just about anything. And Megan is a very sweet girl, and she is an excellent cook. I would not even attempt to compete with her.
Oh man, her ribs are to die for.
Oh Lord, they was just falling off the bone. I didn't even need my dentures.
This is
let's
coming
just do
off
a real.
from how y'all are meaning it.
Let's just do a rib cook off then.
Well, that's you do whatever you want to cook off. I'm quite satisfied with what the con provides, and it is.
Okay.
Josh.
7 fishes. Let me tell you,
Dan, you got to be careful what you say because Josh is going to roll in there with a U-Haul full of stuff. He's going to be dumping out and filling up the entire auditorium with.
That's on him. If he can find a place to set up and the health inspector don't come by, he can do anything he wants.
Hey, I don't mean I'm gonna set up there.
I think you guys ought to have a tailgate party, like they do in football games.
No.
It was a little bit windy.
Yeah, it's been everything from freezing cold to pouring down rain to.
Yep. I brought all kinds of clothes, and I wound up wearing the warm stuff with the black duster and the cowboy hat, because I needed the extra layers to be able to stay warm every time I stepped outside.
I was about to say that time of year.
Well, usually
it's iffy.
Usually we have one warm day, one cold day, and it usually rains at least one day during Halicon.
So, which means you have to
probably on the warm day, huh?
Which means you have to pack half your closet in order to have something comfortable to wear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I took a limited wardrobe, so
I've been in Halicon.
It's really, really nice, and I was glad that I had both pair of gloves in the pockets. Let me tell you.
I've been in Halicon when it snowed.
Yeah. Just dress in layers.
It did snow that one year.
I kind of ran out of layers there on the Saturday night, but
shorts and flip flops.
Actually, one of my favorite pictures of Nova, who's no longer with us, was when it snowed that one time.
2 absent friends.
Indeed. I will definitely drink to that.
How about that Babylonian Tupperware, just for a change of subject?
Yeah.
It keeps stuff really well, but it's awfully hard to burn.
Just don't talk about the Packers. That's
all I can Lord. Dan, you had to say that. Now I'm reminded of George Carlin's Book of the Month Club.
Who do you think I stole the line from? Oh, Lord.
So I'm reading Aldous Huxley's Brave New World.
Okay. You have my
Cindy Williams died earlier in 2021. She was a Chattacon regular. Everybody knows her. Her brother brought down her book collection, her sci-fi and fantasy book collection, and put it down on the freebie table so everybody could go through it and pick whatever books they wanted.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked up about 3 of them, and she had Aldous Huxley's Brave New World in it. I've always heard about it, just never read it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going through it, reading it, and one of the main female characters is a woman named Lenina. Lenina, why is that name familiar? So I'm reading it, Lenina, and I'm thinking, Aldous Huxley, Lenina. Why is that name familiar? Then it hit me. Lenina Huxley is Sandra Bullock's character in Demolition Man. with Sylvester Stallone,
Oh.
which is a dystopian story about in a future where they, not really dystopia, but that whole utopia dystopia thing. Contrast dystopia. And strange enough, Brave New World is a dystopia book as well. And the name came from the one character named Lenina, and of course Aldous Huxley, the author of the book.
The reason I gave you my sympathy is that it is for a lot of people nowadays, it's not an easy book to go through. It could have been easier back in the day when it was written, but I don't know. I mean, I wasn't alive then to compare, but it's concept dense. There's a lot of stuff to absorb.
If you ever saw the movie Idiocracy or Idiocracy, I'm sorry, Idiocracy, it's a lot like that.
So,
well, I've actually
was the 21st century.
I've actually kind of said the modern days, things like 1984 Idiocracy and Americathon all kind of rolled into one.
Oh,
I just reordered 1984.
In fact, today was John Hurt's birthday, I believe.
Wasn't Meatloaf in Americathon?
He might have been. I know John Ritter was.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time.
Oh, it's been a long time since I've seen it, but the first.
I don't believe I've ever seen it more than once. But
the opening scene's a eye opener because they've reconstructed Harvard in Japan because they sold it brick by brick. That's the whole concept of the movie. America's bankrupt and they're trying to raise money on a telephone.
Oh, you mean the Chinese own Hollywood?
No, the Japanese bought the entire United States, basically.
No, they bought Harvard. I don't know if they bought the whole United States, but they bought Harvard.
Different country, but same concept.
We can invent it for you wholesale.
Mm-hmm.
But I like Terry Crews as an actor, even though he played a character with long hair. It makes him crazy.
There were a lot of movies back in the day that, if you watched them now, they would be both prophetic and cringeworthy at the same time, because we did have a way of turning out some classic cheese back then for movies, and then coincidentally, it just happened. Some of them just happened to have a grain of what would come to be truth.
That and they wouldn't even allow them to make it now. Yeah. Some of them. So
there's a number of earlier Mel Brooks films that probably would not have been allowed to be made.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Mm-hmm. And he would make them anyway.
But there is they had enough support. It's a different time from what it was back then.
Hey, if George Harrison and Pink Floyd can pool their money to get Monty Python's Holy Grail made, I think we can get some Mel Brooks movies made. Crowdfunding.
Time Bandits too.
Hey,
Time Bandits was fun.
That was a fun movie, but
that's my favorite. If somebody says, "What's your favorite Monty Python?" Yeah, they say, "What's your favorite Monty Python movie?" And I say, "Time Bandits," and they say, "That's not a Monty Python." I'm like, "Oh, yes, it is." More than what you think.
It's Terry Gilliam at his finest.
Yeah.
But
Yellowbeard was so much fun.
It's the same
way.
way
You got John Cleese and Eric Idle and a whole bunch of Python people in there.
Yep.
It's the same way Rob Zombie does with his movies. I mean, he does
YouTube, or
does
at least
crowdfunding.
That Am I knocking out again?
Nope. We can still see you.
No, we shut up.
Your image is a little bit fuzzy, but we were just listening
I had
to
to
you.
double check, make sure I wasn't having a heart attack. But yeah, we can still see
Oh, John.
If you're ever all
Oh, yeah.
in the same
He's
room
blurry.
live
It's not
with
me.
one another, it's going to be one of those things where we're going to have the ambulance on speed dial.
He's gone now. All right.
I think Time Bandits was the very first date Daryl and I went on.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's a good thing it was a great movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, well, I wasn't on a date with my wife. I was on a date with her friend. But that was the first time, like, we were together kind of as a group. Titanic.
What was the actress that played the female giant in Time Bandits? Because she was in a lot of fun stuff.
Oh, Lord. You would ask a question that needs to be Googled for me to answer.
No Billy Boy's internet drop.
Well, he'll be back.
I know.
He got to go knock on the wall and get his neighbor to reboot the modem.
He just needs to knock a hole in the damn wall. If he'd buy a repeater or something or a booster, he'd be fine.
You know, Walmart has those for about 40, 45 bucks.
Yeah.
I had to get one for here because we're in this brick house. So the Wi-Fi does not want to go through the walls for some reason, and they're not even brick. But I do have the antennas on the Wi-Fi pointed towards the doorway, and I bought a repeater and put it up in the hallway, so it bounces off the wall that doesn't have a bookshelf on it to the plug-in on the wall that does have a bookshelf on it. And now Lindsay's BritBox and all her Roku channels are just rapidly fast and extremely clear. So that's hey.
Well, see, I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna have to do. Well, I'm gonna do it anyways with that desktop, buy a repeater and or booster.
Did any of y'all watch Game of Thrones regularly?
Yes.
Not a single episode. No, never.
Nope. Me too.
There was a really cool character named Master Aegon. Everybody called him Egg. And he was the master at what do they call him? The Black Watch or whatever it was that.
As on the outpost out there.
Yeah. Castle Black.
Yeah.
And they were assigned to guard this giant wall across the north to protect it from the north. And he was basically, what would be the best way to describe it?
Hadrian?
He was their doctor, healer,
everything.
professor, know-it-all. And he was Citadel trained, and he was this old blind guy, but he knew everything, and he knew how to do. He could blind, and he could do surgery. That kind of guy.
So kind of medicine man,
exactly,
shaman.
Like a shaman.
But it turns out he was actually everyone who takes the black, as they call it, is usually a criminal. They're running from. If you get a death sentence, you can ask to take the black, and they'll send you up there, and you have to spend your rest of your life. But once you're in this, the Black Watch, you can't leave.
Yeah.
You're there for life.
Against the White Walkers.
Can't take a wife, can't have children, can't have family.
Yeah.
You're there for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And because he had been related to the Targaryen king that had been assassinated at the very beginning, he had fled up there and taken the black so that clean slate, nobody could touch him. And he was going blind anyway, so it wasn't really that big a deal. But strangely enough, the actor who played him, who's this really great actor by the name of Peter Vaughn, also played Winston the Ogre in Time Bandits. And I'm like, oh my God.
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
And then Catherine Hellman was the one that played Mrs. Ogre. And that's actually the name they've got down for Mrs. Ogre.
Yeah, I was trying to remember who played the Supreme Being. Apparently, it's Ralph Richardson, who they have listed as God.
Dan, do you like beef jerky?
I did when I had teeth.
Okay. John.
Yes. Yes.
Would you like some?
Sure. But I'll let you know.
You just hook up with me on the side.
All right.
This is one of our weather sponsors. So
my favorite one though is bison jerky. Bison jerky. That's my favorite.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Once you try good bison jerky, you'll never go back to beef jerky. Just
tastes
like cardboard.
Yep. But just shoot me your address and send you some.
Also, speaking of Time Bandits, one that played Fidget was the one that played R2D2. Kenny Baker. Yep.
Wow. Did not know that.
Yep.
Supreme Being's face was Edwin Flynn. The Supreme Being voice was Tony J.
Tony J, yes.
The hands of the Supreme Being folding the map are Ray Cooper. And I'm trying to find I can't find anything that says God or Supreme Being.
Well, like I said, I just pulled up Cast of Time Bandits, and that's what's name came up.
Are you on IMDb?
Oh, there he is. Ralph Richardson, Supreme Being.
Yep. They've got him listed as God on there.
And the cast on that thing was, Ian Holm, Sean Connery, Shelley Duvall. And
David Warner is such an underrated actor.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that. I rate him very highly.
Well, I'm talking about in terms of, he's not one of those that everybody just thinks of right off the bat. But everything that I've seen him in has been an excellent role.
Well, see, I did not originally start watching that. I had to catch up like 2 seasons to catch up to it. My wife loved it, but I finally caught up to it. So,
well, I've only watched the first season of Game of Thrones.
Have any of y'all watched 1883?
No, but I've heard some good things about it.
It's very good. Very, very good.
Yep, I'm kind of falling behind on cultural references since Lindsay turned our satellite dish off. So,
well, this is on streaming, Paramount Plus.
I've got Netflix, and she's got BritBox on the Roku, and that's it. So
it's kind of.
And I've got the CW app, so I can watch my superhero shows as long as they exist, and then they're vanishing quickly.
I'm trying to think of the guy's name, the old man that played in
Sam Elliott,
yeah. He's basically the lead, the main. Yeah. You don't have to Google that.
Isn't that like the origin story for Yellowstone?
Yeah. It's the prequel to Yellowstone.
How they wound up in Yellowstone.
But it's like the Oregon Trail. They do the Oregon Trail basically.
Yep.
So.
Now,
they didn't die of dysentery?
Nah. I don't know.
Skip that part. If you fast forward, you can get across the Great Divide.
Sorry,
I've got to clarify. I don't have anything against television. It's just
you're trying to be frugal with your
they don't put the real stuff in it.
We had bills that had to be paid, and we were paying like $100 a month for the 3 channels that we were watching. And
same as we do.
Lindsay said, "Look, let's just cut the cord here, and we'll improvise." And then, as soon as we did, all these other things came out on different streaming services, and if we got all of them to watch all the different shows that I would love to be able to watch,
you'd be paying more than you were before.
We'd be paying twice as much as what we were paying for the satellite dish. So, if people want me to watch their stuff and they're on a streaming service,
I'll give you my code.
No, I don't want anybody's code. No. If they want me to watch their stuff that's on a streaming service, let it play out on the streaming service and then put it out on DVD, and I will buy the DVD.
But another
money, it's just not going to be as much, and it's going to have to wait until they actually get off their high horse and go, well, some people can't afford this, and
I would cut mine today if I could find a streaming service that had ESPN, sports channels to watch football.
Mm-hmm. Lindsay,
SEC Network, you know what I'm talking about. So.
Lindsay found one on the Roku that was free, so that she could watch her British football games.
That Premier League.
Yep. And the World Cup, I believe. Anyway, only drawback is, and it's only a drawback for me. It's from South America, so it's in Spanish. However, she was born in South America, and Spanish was her first language.
Well, I was about to say it's probably Peacock.
I don't have the faintest idea. She'll be sitting there watching a soccer game from England, and it's all in Spanish, and she understands every word, and she's shouting at the screen. I mean,
go!
You think y'all holler at a football game? The little British lady will put you out of the room. She is actually speaking Spanish when she's screaming at the screen about refs are blind. I'm beginning to figure out how to translate that. Yeah.
Spanish with a British accent. That's got to be a tough to see.
No, she has a Venezuelan accent when she speaks Spanish.
Oh.
And her parents are British. That they moved back to England when she was like 5 years old. Mm-hmm. She and her next oldest brother were both born in Venezuela, so they grew up speaking Spanish. Her two old brothers older than that got sent to private boarding schools in England while the family was still in South America. And then the family moved back to England, and Lindsay and her brother Ian had to learn English as a second language.
Wow.
Let's see. I love soccer. Never played it. Nothing like that. Because, I'm 37. Back when I was growing up, it's baseball or football.
Mm-hmm.
Because, soccer then wasn't big in America.
I used to be hell on wheels playing badminton, I'll tell you that. But
well,
you've never seen anything incredible till you've seen me slide across wet grass with a beer in one hand and a racket in the other.
Well, I was about to say, I played golf a lot, man. That was beer, and no telling where the ball went, but
it didn't really care, did it?
No.
I played tennis.
I used
tennis.
That's
great.
Right there. You've got to have some good hand-to-eye coordination and some speed on your feet.
I love tennis, but
I used to dabble in tennis, but draining. You got to have hand-eye coordination, and your feet's got to be moving.
of course, when I was growing up, tennis had some really good players. On
Oh, that's back
different
in
sides.
Sampras, Agassi.
Let's try.
Monroe, and that was
Well, let's see.
McEnroe.
Yeah,
McEnroe.
Yeah. Mr.
Chris
Anger
Everett.
Issues. Yeah.
The tail end of Billie Jean King's career.
Yeah.
Martina Navratilova.
Roscoe Tanner.
Yep. Jimmy Connors.
Jimmy Connors, yeah.
Mm.
I've seen some of them play.
Now, Stephanie, you used to play polo, didn't you?
I did. Before the health went. Yes.
That's it.
I was not a high goal player by any means.
I've never played polo.
Polo is one of the roughest sports you will ever play.
Well, you got to get to know your horse real well for one thing.
Horse? Try string of horses.
Well,
in high goal, you're not allowed to play the same horse in a chukker. A chukker is like an inning. So you and it lasts. I forget if it's 6 or 7 minutes, and because of the speed and intensity of play, you're not allowed. You have to have a string of 6 horses, 1 for each chukker and 1 backup horse.
And change them out.
And you change them out. And I've seen players, high goal players, change out mid chukker.
Right.
Without ever hitting the ground. They just vault from one horse to the other. Now I played logo, and I could alternate horses because we didn't play as hard. So I had a couple of horses, and I would play of the six chuckers in a match. I would play 3 or 4. And so
it looks fun to me. I've watched it. And see, people think I'm crazy. I'm from the South. Love hockey. Love hockey. Give me curling. I would play curling all day, every day. It's the most boring thing to watch, but I love to watch it. But you're just sweeping ice.
There's
you got the pound of the, you got the stone poundage. You got to spin that thing. Poop. And sweep.
Polo has aspects of field hockey and football and a couple other sports thrown in there for good measure, all played on horseback.
Mm-hmm. Cavalry. Yeah. It was the Crimean War here, but
it was a cavalry war game originally.
Yeah. There is, or was, right here in North Georgia's area called Fort Oglethorpe, which is an old cavalry post, 6th Cavalry. Ask Lewis about it next time he's on the show. Yep. Shame Lewis ain't here tonight. Anyway, they still have the area in the middle. It's called the polo field. So,
John. Shit.
That was not a command.
No.
Too late.
John looks a little taller.
What do you think about that Russian buildup on Ukraine?
I think they're on horseback.
If I can ask that, I know we don't normally.
Well, it's like no matter what we think, the people doing the politics are going to make the decision. We can have opinions, but it's not going to matter. We can protest to
whoever.
Yeah, and maybe our voices will be heard on this. Well, our voices will be heard, but maybe they'll pay attention, maybe they won't. It's just.
Well, I mean, Russia's going to do what they're going to do.
It's one of those bottomless pits we could fall into.
Oh, yeah.
talking about stuff like that. I was about to say that there were two Olympic sports that I really enjoyed watching because I've got a little bit of background in both. And one was fencing, and the other was the biathlon. Oh, even though I've never been on a set of skis in my life, I mean,
That's endurance.
That sounds like just the most fascinating thing. If I were someplace up north like where Bill is, where I could count on snow, I'd be on a biathlon. I mean, you ski for a little bit and then you shoot something, and you
Yeah.
ski for a little bit and then you shoot something over and over and over again. And
In Norway, they call that hunting.
What's the one where they ski for like 10 miles? You don't shoot anything. They just chow. I mean,
no,
basically on flat ground.
You got me on that. See, I have never gone. I've never even gone water skiing, much less snow skiing.
But I mean, them people have endurance. Like, I mean, I couldn't imagine it.
If you want to know how good a shape you're in, watch some of those fencers and try and stand that way and move that way, and see how quick it takes your legs to go. Oh, you too old.
You're done. Yeah. You're done.
Yeah. We did a steampunk photo shoot, and I used to take fencing in college, so I know the drill, the all this, and there was a for purposes of a photo shoot, there was like a melee going on, and
Hey, Josh.
I'm standing there with my cloak wrapped around one hand and a sword in the other, and I made the mistake of getting down in the fencing crouch. And I tell you, at my age, I can't hold that position for very long. This is makes yoga look like vanilla pudding. It ain't easy no more. Lord, I was so glad when the last photograph was taken and I was able to stand back upright again. Oh, Lord have mercy! But I used to do that in college, and I would go to my fencing class and then stay for the next class, even though I wasn't in that one, and then go to a couple of other classes and then come back in the afternoon and attend two more. So I was sitting in on 3 extra PE classes that I was not signed up for, and the teacher goes, "I like you."
Hey, Josh, they've got two. They've got cross-country skiing, which is that long-range thing, and they've got Nordic combined skiing.
That's one I was thinking about.
Which is you do the cross-country, and then you do the jump, and then you do the cross-country.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
I might could do it in a Jeep.
I like watching the Olympics, and of winter and summer, winter is my favorite. My favorite sports are the sledding sports, the bobsled, the luge, the skeleton,
and snowboarding.
Jamaica, we got a bobsled team.
I wondered if somebody was going to bring that.
It had to be me.
I
have a non-Jamaican question.
Okay.
Okay. I got kicked out here, and so I thought, well, while I'm doing that, I run in the other room, got the Bluetooth user manual, which this is all the damn thing is, and half of it is Chinese.
Well, it came from China.
Why do you think I got these on? Yeah, well, yeah.
So you can figure out.
There you go.
Read Chinese.
That's Mandarin. That's actually Mandarin.
Or is it this way?
No.
But anyway, okay. So here's the deal. It showed that I connected. I went ahead and connected up the keyboard to my tablet.
Yeah.
Okay. So why can I not type in any comments in the comments on the show?
You got to configure your settings.
Tell the tablet to accept input from keyboard.
Yep.
If not, it will revert to the tablet, the little artificial keyboard.
Go to your settings, and
there's a way to tell it that the external keyboard is your preferred keyboard.
Yeah, set the external keyboard as your default.
Okay, I will try that and try to stay on the screen at the same time. But if I don't, you know why. Thank you.
Well, it works for me. I mean, I've got
Been nice knowing you.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is.
I can go through the desktop computer, the streaming computer, and my iPad all with the same keyboard just by turning a knob and going A, B, C.
But you did say the tablet was picking it up, right?
Yeah, Bluetooth is connected.
You froze up.
Well, his voice is still working.
Yeah, the Bluetooth is connected to the keyboard.
Reset your keyboard.
Reset the keyboard, like turn it off and turn it back on?
Yes.
That
Funny how that keep coming back to haunt us. Hey, Stephanie?
It'd be like the
Say it again.
person today. Reset the keyboard.
And we don't mean just put it in a different place.
No, but you're just saying to turn the Bluetooth off, and then back on again.
Turn the keyboard off and turn it
power down, then power on.
And your tablet should pick it back up automatically. If it doesn't, then you have to tell the tablet that's the keyboard you want it to use.
Yeah.
When I rebooted this afternoon, I wound up doing an update. I think it was the update that was the problem.
Bill had an update earlier, and he did that. Hey, did you reset your tablet after that update?
I think he's well and truly frozen this time.
Yes.
Well,
here's to you, Bill.
Let's see. It's 1/2 a freckle. And if you believe that, you'll buy this watch. What are you doing, John?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you evidently couldn't hear me before.
Yeah.
No.
I turned it off. I turned it off, the keyboard off, and turned it back on, and it said connected to the keyboard again.
Is it working now?
Did you turn the keyboard off?
That's what he said.
That's what I just said.
No, I thought you said. I thought you meant you turned your.
No, I turned the keyboard off, turned it back on, and it said that keyboard is connected, just like it did before.
Okay.
You have to use your mouse, click on the little box, and then type.
I don't have a mouse.
Ooh, well, you're going to have to figure out some way to click on the little box that you want to type in and then type.
Yeah, you're going to have to figure out how to use a cursor get a cursor somewhere.
Okay.
Damn, Josh, I should have bought that mouse today.
I told you.
You did not.
You should have bought the keyboard and mouse set and saved some money.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Well,
guess what I'm going to be doing tomorrow?
Bill, did you reset your computer, your tablet after that update?
No, it did it itself. It was fine. It reset itself.
I didn't know if you had automatic reset on it or not. So.
Yeah. No, I don't have to do nothing after an update.
pull up the settings screen for your tablet, and make sure that
Look at the configuration.
the new keyboard is your preferred input.
What would that be under on the settings? Because once I pull up the settings, you people can't hear me anymore.
Go to settings, user,
devices.
Devices.
Okay. All right.
And
I'll give her a shot.
And look for the name. What Red Eagle or whatever it's called. Red Gear.
And hopefully we'll get this ironed out here. Hey, we might be dragging Bill kicking and screaming into the 21st century any minute now.
Hey,
are you still hearing me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, under settings, I have connections, sound and vibration, notifications, display, wallpaper, home screen, lock screen, biometrics, and security.
Connections.
Privacy.
No, connections would be his Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that's Wi-Fi.
The Bluetooth too.
That should be Bluetooth also.
Yeah.
So I'm in connections right now, and it has my Wi-Fi, which is connected up, my Bluetooth, one device.
There
he went.
Something.
He said it was showing that keyboard.
It should be working.
Yeah, he's got to get a mouse.
Well, I mean, he can always click on the or touch the.
Well, yeah. Well, see, his tablet, is touch screen, so he just needs to get a mouse for it.
They sell them at Kroger. I've got like 15 or 20 laying around somewhere.
All right, big business Kroger.
Hey, Kroger,
Okay.
Walmart, Kmart, Zayres.
All right, what'd you do, Bill?
All right, I found tethering, and it said Bluetooth tethering, and it was off, so I turned it on.
Okay.
So I don't see nothing here.
You might have to touch on the little post a comment thing down there, since you don't have a mouse.
You don't have a mouse, yeah.
You might have to use the touch screen to go click here and then type.
Yeah. Use your touch screen and like comment, then type.
Well, where should I touch it on? Where it says comments, or
just go down there to the comment.
Where it says post a comment, the little window down at the bottom, under
like you normally would do.
He wouldn't have that.
I don't have that.
He doesn't have that. That's admin only.
Well, you could do a private chat. You could do a private chat, or
it says chat privately with your guests. Test. I see it, Bill. It worked.
Yeah, it worked. So you're good. You just need a mouse.
So I need a mouse to do the.
So you can don't
regular
have to touch
comments.
No, you just
admin to use the regular comments.
Or you'd
have you need a mouse to not touch your screen to click on stuff. Put it that way.
If I want to comment,
okay,
I go up to I've got a I got a YouTube page and a Facebook page. I got a Facebook page up that I can go to and type, and that's where all my stuff. That's why it keeps coming up as a Facebook.
Well, I can always use my phone to type a comment in there with that, but I was just trying to see if I could do it with the keyboard.
Like John is saying, you could go to one of the Facebook pages where we're actually got the show going, or the YouTube page where we have the show going, and use that comment section.
Oh, okay.
Well, that'll show up in the main comment.
Well, the reason that I think the thing is he was going to use this as the on our show for the hotkeys and stuff.
Well, on
for
your
where
show,
I do have the controls.
Yeah. It's just he doesn't have ops here, so
Yeah. But yeah,
So where I have ops, I won't need a mouse.
Yeah.
Or will I?
It'll make it easier, but they're only like what, $5?
$10 at the most.
Hey,
I get it. I can get a good Logitech one for about
oh yeah,
$10-15 at Walmart. I was looking at them today.
yeah.
But like to do operate the hotkeys and that, I don't need a mouse for that. That's what I need the keyboard for, don't I?
Pretty much. Well, you'd have to.
Because it would be like Shift F7 or whatever it'd be to.
Yeah,
like what we were talking about last night with Carl about setting up all the banners that we would be using for our sponsors and what have you. And, stay tuned for Stupid O'Clock and Last Man Standing and all that. Instead of me scrolling and have it be really touchy to where it messes them up, Carl was saying, I think, or between you and Carl, we're saying if I have them set up as hotkeys, I can just tap the hotkeys, but to write them out, what ones are on what hotkeys on a separate list.
Yeah, you would, since you don't have a mouse to hover over everything and have the little pop-up boxes come up, then you would have to do it the old way that you were used to doing before you ever got the keyboard, and see what the hotkey combination is for this area or that area, or whatever, for private chat or for public chat or banners or brand or whatever, since you're using StreamYard. So at least that much we've got in common. And then what you can hit on your keyboard and have that stuff come up.
I was going to say,
with a mouse, it's a little bit easier.
Well, I was going to say, and he's going to be the Russian sniper. Yeah.
I'm not Russian. What are you talking about?
He's going to be the hot stomper.
Yeah.
I do have Ukraine in my family somewhere down the road and around the bend.
You might have to be Ukrainian stomper too, but it'd be a lot. It'd be a lot easier with a mouse to click, boom, gone. But
I'll use my birth North Carolina Tar Heel to stomp on them with my Tar Heel.
I have the most interesting friends.
You ought to introduce us to them sometime, Dan.
Yeah, Dan. Where are they at?
You is them.
Did he said we use them?
No, you is them.
We would gladly use them in the show.
I was speaking Pogo. I thought you'd get the reference.
I know. And you saw I put my Pogo picture up there, sketch the other day, but it was an older one. But
hey,
no, all kidding aside, all seriousness aside, no, I appreciate the help on this because
and Bill,
we have all been there.
The mouse that you get, if you get it, it'll probably come with a HDMI little chip. It'll be about this big. It'll plug into your like a USB port or a HDMI port, and that will pick up your mouse on your tablet.
Usually,
unless you get a Bluetooth mouse.
USB.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was thinking about, getting a Bluetooth mouse and just keeping it as simple as possible. Yeah.
And then don't have to worry about. Well, it saves me a USB port.
Yeah.
Well, I've got mine's supposedly Bluetooth, but I still had to plug one in
Mine
to
came
my
with a dongle.
laptop.
You could do Wi-Fi dongle or Bluetooth, but I run it on Bluetooth
Oh,
because to save a USB port.
gotcha.
Fortunately, I keep my USB ports numbered for just such an emergency. No, I don't.
Yeah. I say, boy, I say.
I'll say.
And most of my USB ports have an on-off switch. So when I'm not using one, like I've got one set up with just a USB cable on it, so I can plug up my Kindle Fire tablet just to recharge, and I can turn it on or turn it off. When I'm not using it, I can turn that off, and it saves an extra. Well, I've still got the physical USB port, but the computer has only so many of them that it will recognize at one time. And when I get too many going all at once, it doesn't want to. The computer gets confused and it doesn't
want to recognize it.
It's like, hey, I've only got so many pockets, and you got them full. You got to empty a pocket here. So
Dan,
got switchboards all over the place. Yes.
No, go ahead.
I'm done. I was just jabbering.
Are you going to be around Monday, or you got to work Monday?
I've got to work Monday.
He's a working man, working for the MCA.
I work from 7 a.m. till 3:30 p.m. So I leave the house about 6 o'clock, and I get home about 4.
Well,
grocery store.
Let's see. If
I can't stay up late Monday, Josh.
I'm not talking to you, Bill.
All right, just saying.
And now on Tuesday, I regularly have a show that comes on about 6 p.m. that I really enjoy watching, but I can catch them on the replay.
Well, no, this was about going to buy a computer Monday.
Well,
he's needing help, I guess.
Yeah, I just want you to maybe be on the phone and make sure I ain't screwing up when I buy this computer.
Well, the best thing you can do, you got the list of what you need.
Oh yeah.
You take that in there and you go, what have you got that I can afford that's better than this list? Let me have something that meets everything on this list. And if you got something better I can still afford, I'll buy that.
Are you going to Best Buy?
Yeah, going to Best Buy.
Okay. Because, now I'll say, where I got my fancy 40-inch Vizio TV is from Sam's Club. And it was cheap, but it was regular price. It wasn't a sale price.
Oh, wow. I didn't know I could do that. I've got a different background here than the one that I have in Last Man Standing. I just pulled that channel up, and it's still using the the VLA photograph. And here I've got my bookshelf in the hallway. Sorry to interrupt. I mean, I do this. I just go, oh, wow, and start talking. So.
Nice tie into your earlier conversation, John.
Oh, you can't add pictures in here, can you?
Or in reference to your background.
No, I was talking about in chat.
I love that character.
She's a lot of fun. She plays it so well.
You know who was originally supposed to play that character? Lori Petty.
Oh, wow. Tank Girl.
But she
had been interesting.
She had artistic differences with the director, and they brought in Sandra Bullock.
Sandra? Oh, that's the Destination.
Demolition Man.
Demolition Man. I mean, excuse me.
Yeah, you would probably know Lori Petty better from A League of Their Own, Bill.
Yep.
He played
Yeah.
the pitcher.
Or what was it, In the Army Now?
Yeah, she was in that.
With that
There-
weasel guy? Yeah.
There's no crying in baseball. That's my best Tom Hanks I can do.
And she did an awesome character in Star Trek Voyager.
I think I watched 2 episodes of that.
I couldn't get into Voyager. I
It
tried.
had its moments.
I'm a firm
Well, that's
believer-
like, Next Generation, loved it. Deep Space Nine, but I'll still watch it.
Deep
a little
Space
bit.
Nine grew on me.
Yeah,
best
but
Star
then
Trek-
everyone after that,
the best Star Trek episodes weren't the ones with the gadgets. They were the ones with the really good people stories in the background. So, and the gadgets were just, part of the scenery. I think my favorite Star Trek episode of all time is the one where Loxana Troy is getting married for convenience.
yeah.
And she winds up hanging out with Worf's son, Alexander. The whole time this wedding ceremony is being prepared. She's like taking him to the holodeck and hanging out.
But I like gadgets.
Well, they were on the holodeck. How's that for gadget?
Actually, I'll impersonate Josh here because I seen him do this a while ago. But Josh had smoke coming out of his.
I was about to say, if you don't have smoke, you ain't impersonating.
But this one, hey, Josh, this one will take you on a trip.
Nah.
that yours won't do.
This one will take you on a trip.
I've always wondered if somebody has ever tried to invent an actual working sonic screwdriver.
So this one here, let me see, how do I do this?
Watch him break it here on live television.
I'm probably going to. Okay. So in here, and these are screwdriver ends. There's actually 4 of them, all around each corner, and it's actual working. And when you put them back in there, they magnetize to each corner, and then you take them out, and of course you put them in the end, and you can use it as a screwdriver. So it's a sonic screwdriver.
Is that what the kids are calling it these days?
Yeah. Something like that. Now, if I can get the stupid thing back together, it'll be. Oh,
hey,
shut
Dan,
up.
did you get that message from me?
I don't have the faintest idea. Oh, yeah, I've got something Messenger.
Yeah. Look at that computer right there. If you can, I don't know if you can or not.
I can, but not right this minute because we're getting
ready.
Okay, I've got 15 minutes or 14 minutes till we get to the next show. We're going to have to
play by the rules.
Y'all can stay here and talk all night if you want to, but I've got to start last man standing here
We'll talk about the computer.
13 minutes.
8 minutes. Yeah. Let me see here.
I told you I'd play time clock tonight, so I'd let you know when it was 10 till.
See if that is a Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi compatible desktop. So I don't have to. I don't want to have to get Charter out here to run bullcrap again.
What would getting Charter have to do with a Bluetooth?
Not Bluetooth. I meant Wi-Fi. Or I meant modem. Sorry.
So for
It should just be a matter of a Cat 5 cable.
8 core.
Well, I have to run a Wi-Fi cable about 150 foot down the hallway.
16 gigs DDR4. That's not bad at all. These may be options. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you can change the options. That's the basic. That's how it comes.
Well, no, I'm the page that got pulled up is giving me options to pick.
Yeah, you can. You can change it.
I don't know which one you are.
No,
to go
what
for.
What it's set. Yeah, the basic. That's what it's set at.
The casual gamer is the one that it's.
Yeah.
Whoopi Goldberg is coming back as Guinan in the new season of Picard.
I read that,
and they're showing it. They're showing it all over the place. It's all over Facebook and YouTube.
Oh yeah, she was popular.
Pornhub, all this place
on the show.
Apparently, she. I think she moved to San Francisco and opened a bar.
Josh, they ought to have a return policy if it's not what you want exactly.
Yeah, they do.
Days. So you should be good.
I think it's within like 60 days or something like that.
That's plenty of time to find out if that's what you want.
But I think the one I sent Dan right there would be pretty much ideal.
Send it to me. I'll take a look at it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh, that looks better than the one I'm using right now.
Okay.
So it should be able to do even more than what I do.
All right.
This minute.
That's
just the basic package that you got there on that page. So
okay.
Yeah, it's better than what I'm using right this minute.
Yeah. Like I said, I mean, I got to run that,
That's it.
Radars and everything else, plus podcasts and stuff like that.
Well,
I'm gonna run 2 monitors off of it.
The processor chip, which is the important thing for running a whole lot of stuff at the same time.
Intel.
It's faster than what I've got right now. The RAM is pretty much the same as what I've got right now. So
yeah, I knew the RAM was fine.
Yep. So yep, it's doing okay. But no, it will wind up being better than what I'm using right this minute.
Right.
Hey, John. My last one I showed you was a real sonic screwdriver. This one here is a sonic writing pen.
Mm-hmm. I've got that one myself, Bill.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
It's a cheapy plastic one, but I thought it was cute. I used to take these to work all the time.
I used to take them to conventions all the time, back when that was the best you could get.
Okay, Josh, that looks like a pretty good system. You're going to want to get a bigger hard drive.
I didn't even look at what the storage was.
You got a 256 solid state drive. You're going
to need a second drive to put the programs on.
Well, I was about to say upgrade. Well, I could upgrade that to a terabyte and be done with it.
First, solid state, but that'd be
first
really
things first. Does it have a SSD hard drive?
Yes, it does.
Yes.
Okay,
but it's small.
It's small.
How small?
256 gigabytes. Those get filled up in no time.
That ain't terrible.
How small is it?
Well, it's great for an operating system, but if
Yeah,
you
it's
start
perfect for operating system, but
if
you
you
can put a bunch
start
of other
putting
programs
programs
on it.
on there, you're going to need a D drive that is,
The three, there's only
External
going
hard drive,
to
something
be,
of that nature.
there's basically 3 programs I'm running will be off of that. A radar scope, which is my weather radar. Uh, Gibson Ridge, another radar. And then Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and StreamYard. And that's
And
it.
don't run McAfee.
Oh,
Uninstall
hell
that
no.
crap.
It's garbage.
if it's got Windows 10 on it, don't even bother getting an
It's
I
extra
got
think
Windows
it
11.
antivirus.
11. I think it said it had 11.
Well, just use the Windows antivirus.
Yeah.
That way you
Yeah.
don't get any nagware about, oh, you got the free version. You need to upgrade now and give us lots of money.
But I was about to say, Spectrum's got their own antivirus crap. And it works fine.
It doesn't hurt to have a pair of suspenders to wear at the same time as your belt.
Exactly.
John, if nothing else,
Chris, that was a Wi-Fi compatible. You don't have to plug it in Ethernet, right?
it looked like it had it on it. Let me double check it again.
Well,
Just to make
Ethernet
sure.
Ethernet will be faster, but if
Well, I know that. Well, I mean, I've got 500 Wi-Fi, but I mean, 500 MPS Wi-Fi down Ethernet, both of them.
you can try it with the Wi-Fi, and if it's too slow, you can always run a cable from your modem.
Well, like I was telling John, that's
It don't matter how
200
long the
feet.
Ethernet
Yeah,
cable is, even if you got to run it down the hallway or staple it to the
roof.
staple it to the stuff in the corner of the ceiling.
Yeah, I was about to say I could run it. Well, yeah, drill a hole and drop it through.
Yeah, it looks like it's got.
If
What's
you can get in
Bluetooth?
the attic and drill a couple of holes, you can run it through the attic. It
Drop
don't
the
matter.
wall?
Do you have a downstairs neighbor?
No.
Run it under the floor.
And
yeah.
No, it's ran through the top. It's ran into the attic outside.
If you have to,
What's
you
the-
can always get an external hard drive. They're making them where they've got so much big capacities on them.
I've got one right here that is 10 terabytes.
Chris, can you tell what the internet card is? Because I'm
It
lost.
looks like it's a Realtek Canary AC 2x2 plus Bluetooth, and
So that should hold my 450.
it's got 2 antennas with it.
So that should pick up to my living room then.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing, you can ask whoever's there at the store.
Yeah, really. I mean,
Yeah.
But like I said, if nothing else, you can buy
just tell you yes, no matter what you ask them.
Oh yeah, I know that. Oh yeah, we want to make this
but it looks like it's
decent setup.
This Windows 3.1.1 computer will do everything you want it to do. You can control nuclear weapons with it if you want to.
Mass F7.
That's the only thing it's still good for.
No, they're still on DOS, aren't they?
Look, after further consideration, they decided that Mr. McKittrick's computer system sucks.
Mass F7.
Yep. Would
I don't
you
have to
like
take
to
that from
play
you.
a
Yeah,
game?
It was Whopper.
A little bit more eloquent from a man of your education. Which was like the ultimate Texas.
Hey, gentlemen, I'll join y'all on the other side.
All right.
All right.
Yeah, we got 4 minutes.
Well, 3 and 15 seconds, 14 seconds. Let's divert away from the countdown because
I got this at a beer fest. Okay, this is an Angry Orchard novelty pen, and what's really cool about it is it has drink recipes on the little flags that comes out on it.
Jeez.
Okay. And it's on those sides. But here's what I was thinking about it was, if you were to make these pens and just put paper on it, you could sell these to high school kids so that they could cheat on tests.
Oh yeah.
Write all the answers on the damn piece of paper and.
Yeah, but then you'd need a new one for every test or something.
Or a refill.
Yeah.
But you know what I thought would be really cool about it was, if you have to do explosive calculations, you could go ahead and have all the little algebra and calculus things on it,
And then just plug and chug.
and just that. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
and it's right there.
I'm using 5 pounds more of C4 than that. So
P is for plenty.
yes.
For those of you who don't know where that joke came from, P is the pounds of TNT that you're supposed to use in the calculation. So,
All right.
anytime they tell you to do a calculation, P is for plenty. Okay.
We are at 2 minutes, folks. I'm going to hit high flight, and I'm going to go over to the other channel. Thank you very much for being here.
Well,
Thank you, Mrs. McGillicuddy, wherever you are.
good night, Testy, wherever you are.
Vaya con Dios, amigos.
Dan, that was
I
my
didn't
job.
do that.
I have slept the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung high in the sunlit silence. Hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the windswept heights with easy grace, when never lark nor even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind, I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God.